said GG, but it is 33 to 10, and they have the value. Yeah, it's 25,000 gold in their favor.
I'm the owner of GameClucks. I've owned it for about 6 years. Run a lot of video game tournaments, run a lot of LANs, and just do kind of the arcade thing. Tonight we have a Dota 2 LAN, new game, not actually technically released, but a new game by Valve, kind of based off the first Dota, which was a Warcraft 3 mod. And we've got somewhere between 45 and 50 people here for it.
Getting stacked up, and the ulti goes down on Elmo. Elmo getting pulled back into his team. Elmo big noob.
A huge chunk of GameClux's income and what we do is our events. I run probably more tournaments than anybody on the West Coast. We have a tournament virtually every Thursday and every Saturday. So I'm 6 to 8 events or tournaments a month, plus then our all-night LAN, our Dota 2 LAN, sometimes throw a ladies' night in or something else. So I mean, it's not uncommon for me to have 10 to 12 events in a month.
And nobody else played it, but all of a sudden Kaku started playing that.
LAN center viability in Washington, I think is, well, I think using the word viability is an oxymoron. I think that the LAN model, the way it's traditionally been run, I think just doesn't function in Washington State. And it doesn't for a number of reasons. It's not like we have a huge upper class here, but we are the home of 4 or 5 of the largest companies in the world. And so I think your average kid at home has his PC, has his Xbox, maybe even has a PS3, or has that instead of an Xbox, has a Wii. And gaming has changed also, which I think doesn't necessarily, isn't a Washington-specific problem versus having your own equipment at home, but gaming's changed. There are no LAN games anymore. You know, you still play League of Legends on LAN, you call it, StarCraft on LAN, Dota 2, like today, on LAN, but technically you're not playing on LAN, it's all online. Every person is online, it all goes out somewhere out of this building to, in this case, Valve servers, and then comes back to your computer. So it's still LAN in that everyone's in one room together, but you're not actually LAN gaming. From a LAN center or a game center perspective, that for sure doesn't help us, because now really, why does anyone need to come here? You used to be able to make the argument that, well, having your 5 guys sit right next to each other because you're really on LAN matters. I still think it helps, but you're not on LAN anymore. And trying to sell the new generation of gamer on this whole LAN concept when they've never known anything other than online gaming is pretty tough.
You guys can get 2 more. I just know that one. Oh, no.
The computer's changed.
You don't want to do campaign?
For a game center, LAN center, whatever we call ourselves now, to stay viable, we have got to figure out how to sell the social aspect of gaming. Why do you and 5 friends come down here and sit next to each other to play the game? Because you meet people. You meet new people that way. I still think having your team of 5 together, regardless of whether the game's online or not, still gives you a huge advantage in the game. Because communication is infinitely better. But how do you reach those gamers who have never known LAN?
Yeah. Okay, what'd you have?
Shifting from a LAN tournament, a practice perspective to a more of a social gaming, meet new people, get out of your house, get off the Xbox Live microphone, and come actually talk to real people that are right there, I think is where we have to go.
Yeah. All right, everyone get back.
From a game center perspective and selling that social aspect, you need to do things like this Dota 2 LAN. I mean, we've got 40 people down here, 45 or 50. You know, on a regular day at GameClucks, I'm not going to get 40 people into GameClucks. It isn't going to happen. You have to run some type of event that's outside of the norm to do that. And with LAN centers having to, in my opinion, change that social aspect, it's events like that that really are what is gonna keep game centers open.